what do we have to do, y'all? We have to learn ourselves to know how we're being manipulated, how we're being fucked with. And once we do that, you see what I'm saying, we can get back to each other. Once you understand who you are completely and I understand who I am completely, we gonna click up right there like magnets, man. We gonna click up like magnets. So we gotta understand who's the real enemy here. And that can't be somebody that look like you. They're in the same position as you. They're being abused just like you. See what I'm saying? So we have to understand that. I just wanted our people to know that there's a bigger picture for us to look at, and that's us.
There's more for us to see, and our people are afraid of really locking in with genetics and science because they keep complaining about it being too hard. Everything that we talk about, the basis of what we discuss in here is 5th grade science. When we talk about the earth science is 5th grade science. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes is 5th grade science. If a 5th grader can come in here and have a base understanding of this conversation, we're lacking as adults. We're lacking, right? We got to be able to articulate the truth to our children, so you have to lock in.
You have
because they're lying and telling our children that we're the same. Right? Yeah, they do. They do love the drama. They do love the gender BS. They like the diaspora shit. They like worrying about everything that don't have nothing to do with us. And that's the reason why TikTok will push those discussions and will push those lives. That's why it will be 200-300. It takes us a minute to get into the algorithm to get up to 300. But they'll push that shit in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, it'll be 75 people in there because TikTok wants those types of discussions. Number one, people use AI to make their prompts. So AI is going to put it in the algorithm. Your what is it called? Your drafts, your reposts, the things that you engage with, all of that is being used to train AI. They already alerted the TikTok creators when we went live and already told us that everything that you're saying will be used to train AI. Yep. So when we're live, you can't see it on your end, but on my end, it's going to give me an AI summary. I was in here talking about my dog that I had a few years ago, and it literally said my dog's name. It said she's in here talking about Imperia, her dog, and other unusual recipes. And I was talking about alkalinity, and it said that. So how did they know to classify my dog by her name? That's what I'm saying. Artificial intelligence is really nothing more than your own biological intelligence trying to play against you like you're not, you know what I'm saying? It's trying to, like, that's what these people are doing. They're trying to tell us that we're the same, but they can't explain it. They're giving these robots identities. So China is creating robots every 15 minutes. And not only that, they're giving them first, last names, ages. Like there's a Polish robot that went, I would say AWOL, right? And he was seen running and carrying this bag. It looks just like the scene from iRobot, where they were trying to let us know where we were headed in the 2000s. Now we're seeing it in real time. Talking about Edward such and such, 53 Polish. How is he 53 Polish and running? And y'all filming him. You see what I'm saying? Right now in Asia right now, they've already integrated robots in their society where how they had us in human zoos, they have the robots in human zoos. And they're showing the public that. So these people have their phones out. They have them in these little carnival type rings. And they kicking the fuck out of these babies' face, slapping the fuck out of them. And the Asians just sitting there recording and laughing. I'm like, you're not seeing that they're trying to tell you that you've been replaced. The sun is a timer for their genetics and they can't withstand the sun. So they usher in the next thing, robots.
Yep. White man, Asian man, Arab man.
We got to stop saying that because that keeps flagging it live. My bad. We got to say YT. Because in a minute, they finna place a restriction.
Okay, so all those men that I just said, the reason why robots are getting made every 15 minutes, that's your replacement.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I figured. That's when we say that.
That's your replacement.
F1 in the chat, y'all. Yep, to transfer their consciousness. That's why they're doing that. Go ahead, Force Within. Did you mean to request up?
Not at all. Cause
Okay.
I don't know.
Got you.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta start taking it deeper than these people being monkeys. Because they don't just share DNA with monkeys. They share DNA with pigs, cats, dogs, platypus, rats, mice, sheep, goat, horses, cows, dogs. Marvin, can you hear me? Marvin, did you mean to request that?
Today. I got a call up in the morning.
Okay, so I don't know what's going on with how y'all are. What's up with that? Can anybody help me out with that? Like, how are y'all? Why is it an influx of that now? I'm trying to figure it out to help y'all. Like, when they come in the room, I guess they just accidentally hitting the button. I don't know. It says, but they share
A lot of talks in the
DNA.
comments.
Yeah, like, do y'all want to come up or not? Y'all at work? What's up? Like, damn, y'all want me to read and shit. But they share more DNA with the apes today than any other mammals.
Who's they?
Yeah.
Because you have animal DNA. I just seen your profile. Yeah. You have animal DNA.
Go
You're a
ahead,
eukaryotic
OMG.
cell.
What's the reason why you requested up?
Well, yeah, I don't know why we would think like evolution is a lie when like we have like basically we have evidence that we can say like if evolution is not true, it's like the biggest possible coincidence that you could have in the universe.
Okay, explain
Biggest
it.
possible coincidence?
Yeah, so like basically there's something called an endogenous retrovirus. And basically like imagine it like this. If your grandma gets a certain type of virus, it leaves like a mark in her DNA that she will pass on to her children. Like her children will have that same mark in their DNA in the same exact spot in their like in the chain. So when you look at like the great apes, their 2A and 2B chromosomes have certain like virus markers or endogenous retroviruses.
All I gotta say is this,
and
man.
then-
Why is this dude even up here?
Let him finish. Please know what we're talking.
And then another thing to note, right, is that at the end of your chromosomes, there are these things called telomeres, and they're what like cause you to age. Well, in the human chromosome 2, you have telomeres at the ends and in the middle, meaning that the middle must have once been an end. But if you look at both sides of those telomeres that are in the middle, you find all those like virus markers that are in the 2A and 2B chromosomes of great apes, meaning that their 2A and 2B chromosomes at one point were fused and are now our second chromosome. And if that's not the case, then again, you just have the biggest coincidence ever because you have the same virus markers in the same spot in our DNA as is in theirs. Like, it's either the biggest coincidence ever or, like, evolution's just true.
You're talking about a virus, and again, y'all like picking and choosing one microorganism.
I'm not talking about a virus.
Or one this, or
I'm
one
talking
that.
about what a virus
Let me
does to your
fucking respond to
DNA.
you because I did
You're
not
not
cut you off once, okay?
Not responding
Let
to what
me
I
actually
said.
respond to you, or you
I'm not
can get
talking about a
out.
virus.
Thanks for playing. All you had to do was just let me respond. It doesn't matter. Nobody can hear us when we're both over talking. So when you're done doing that shit, you can request back up or you can just get out. You're talking about one thing, one phenomenon, one coincidence, but you're not telling me how all life came into being. You don't understand that haploids never went to diploids, that two cellular form types is the expression for everything on this planet. So how did a prokaryote engulf another prokaryote to create a eukaryotic cell? That's what evolution is talking about.
Yep.
The telomeres, the end caps of a cell, tells us nothing about evolution.
And then the thing is, you kept talking about the virus markers. You see what I'm saying? Because again, if you hold more than one genetic material within your cell,
Yo, I don't know how I keep getting on here.
that cell is now a virus. Because again, the
I didn't
central.
say that.
I got something.
Okay, can y'all please stop over talking while someone is talking, and we're gonna get to
Then
y'all in
represent
just a
what I
second.
said correctly.
Y'all want
I ain't gonna lie, yeah.
Like, y'all disrespectful
to
as
keep letting
hell,
these
man. I
crackers
would have
talk
let
so
you
bad.
talk, but you are too erratic. I know you eat meat. Like that brother that's on here talking, you eat meat, you eat sugar, you probably drink soda, you go out for
Man.
drinks. You eat completely against your genetics because I can hear it in your voice. It's no way you can be trying to come in my room talking about why is he up here. Can you explain his existence? Because if you can't, then you need to be in here listening.
Exactly. It's not even why is he on the planet? That's what we asking him. Why? What is your existence? You don't have no genetic place on the planet. You talking about this is the thing we don't understand. We gotta wait and watch and observe first before making a judgment. But again, the live is recorded. The live is you was talking about virus markers,
That's
that the same
first
virus
thing.
markers and the chimpanzee can get passed on from mother to daughter or to son. You literally said that. So these virus markers is again because if you hold more than one genetic material within your cell, that cell is now a virus because it's now needing genetic
Not what I said,
information.
bro.
What, like, why you're not?
Misunderstood.
We're not
You
finna talk to you like at all. We're not finna do that. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're not even gonna own up to you saying virus markers, everybody in here heard you say virus markers and how that virus marker gets passed on and on.
No, you're saying we misunderstood. We didn't. And he just explained to you how he didn't misunderstand you. But this is what you do next time. You let someone fucking respond to you. Right? But we already know it'd be 25 to 30,000 different genes that want to communicate through one nucleus. So it's hard for y'all to actually practice things like discipline. Your genetics won't really allow for it. Right? So again, I don't have a problem with y'all saying anything to me. I don't care what it is. Respect my fucking panel though, and respect the fact that we're talking and having a conversation with you. The brother that was in here a second ago, you can come up here, but you're over talking us. Nobody can hear you or me. You're a grown man. Nobody should have to explain that shit to you. Nigga talking about why you even let him up. Why are you over talking? Like, the fuck? Why are you over talking? Like, force within, what are you trying to come in here and say? Y'all's genetics are embarrassing. It is embarrassing. I would feel embarrassed too if my genetics were connected to a platypus, a fruit fly, a banana, a piece of celery, potatoes, rats. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Different eukaryotic as birds, yeast. Like, what is we talking about? Chimpanzees, bonobos. Like,
And she said, "Can your brain not comprehend millions of years of how we did evolve? Can you just tell me the morphological, the alchemical, the biological and genetic processes of how a prokaryote changed into a eukaryote over time? That's all we're asking you."
but y'all don't. Y'all just say it happened over time. What happened?
What happened?
We can observe everything in nature and can break it down. When you look at every theory that is suggested under evolution, it is explained extensively. But how haploids turn into diploids is not. The base premise of that, let me just help y'all out. The base premise of that has not been proven by any scientist on the globe to date, to the mega per second. No scientist on the globe can say that prokaryotes engulf one another to create a eukaryotic cell. What they're saying is that there is fact within the theory, meaning that we can observe prokaryotes, we can observe eukaryotes, But how eukaryotes came here, that's the number one question in the world. That only points us back to genetic engineering and introgression, because again, see, y'all like trying to make it, you know what I'm saying? Y'all like trying to make this shit cool or something. Platypus, cows, dogs, cats, and pigs don't naturally find each other attractive. So how the hell did it get within the human genome? Chickens, their genetics goes back 2,000 years. How the fuck did it get within the so-called human genome? We see every venereal disease is connected to y'all's DNA. Harvard scientists came out and said that everybody that is not so-called African or of African descent, and the words are just misnomers, I understand, but everybody that is not us is directly connected to Neanderthals, that they are Neanderthals. And we would have to take a closer look at your DNA and see that a Neanderthal is not 100% a Neanderthal, that it has introgress genes, that the Denisovan has introgress genes, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, introgress genes. So who the fuck is fusing y'all DNA together to create y'all? How did y'all get on the planet?
There's man-made, but the man is made. That's what we're saying. The man is made.
Yeah,
so genetic splicing has been taking place on this planet for more than what scientists have been letting on.
What's the common ancestor, OMG? I'd love for you to tell us.
There's a whole panel.
I'd love for you to tell us, but you was over talking, so now you lost your privilege.
Yeah, you did it too many times.
You lost your privilege. You can tell us in the comments.
Yeah,
you can type it out.
You're not finna come up at all no more. that chance is over with. But I see everybody that's disagreeing, that's saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't get with this level of being this uneducated."
Why are you coming in here? You scroll past the live, you stop to listen, to type that shit.
My thing is that if y'all are so educated, if y'all are so intellectual, just come and easily debunk this uneducated life then.
Yeah, stop asking me questions, Kawhi. Stop asking me questions and accept that invite or get out. Y'all like, so how is it? So then, well, like just come
really
up.
Curious,
like
huh?
just come up because you really, because you really don't know the answer. That's the thing. You really don't know the answer, and neither do your scientists. That's what I'm telling you. Neither do your scientists. A lot of them crash out when they find the truth about their genetics. That's why a lot of them take their own life. Y'all was really programmed this whole time to really think that y'all was one with nature.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going camping, or we like hunting, or we like, doing shit like that is not natural. It's not natural to unalive animals with a GUN and then grill it and eat it. Matter of fact, y'all not even doing that. We see hella videos across the internet of y'all eating raw, unalived animals. I don't see none of my people doing that shit. But you want to know why? That sun is hitting that DNA, breaking it down. So we're starting to really see y'all's animalistic state. You see what I'm saying? Y'all nasty, man. We just seen a man 2-3 weeks ago eat out of the trash can, a chicken bone out of the trash can. And he's not homeless.
Yeah.
He's not nigga is not homeless at all. So why are y'all eating out of trash? Why are y'all eating rats? Why are y'all eating bats? Why are y'all eating cows? Why are y'all eating bushmeat? Like I said, this is not just about YT. This is about so-called Dravidians. You see what I'm saying? So-called Asians. Why are y'all eating scorpions and snakes? Why? You can't be one with nature, man. You can't be. I'll never forget that YT boy that said that a deer was not enough for him and his girlfriend. I said, just the both of y'all? He said that would only last them 4 days. I said, what I said, these niggas, man.
Yep. And anybody talking about chromosomes and talking about the virus, because again, that's viral genetic material. Viral genetic material means that you have too much genetic material from different sources within the same DNA, within the same cell. So when you was talking about chromosome 2, I think y'all should be worrying about 2q37 deletion syndrome, missing genetic material near the and again, neurological, cardiovascular, and reproductive issues. And now look at your people, everybody outside of so-called black people. Look at y'all all over the planet becoming sterile and unable to reproduce. You're undergoing chromosomal deletions. You're done.
No, y'all done, man. It's there. Look, y'all are at the point of no return. Elon Musk said that. Your own counterpart said the so-called Asians, the so-called Indian Dravidians, and now the YT man is no longer reproducing. The woman in this country, the YT women, they're sterile. Trump is rolling out incentives for y'all to have children because you're not. The birth rates have been plummeting for the last 5 to 10 years. 2024, the so-called Asians, they were at barely 1. In order for these countries to be stable, they need at least 2.3 births, and they were at 1, barely in 2024. What you think it is now? What you think it is for Europe? What you think it is for these areas where it's saturated with these people? Because when I check where our people are, 3.6, 4.2, 3.2, 2.7, we're baby booming. Watching our women have children, twins, 56, 64, 72 years old, all the way up into their 80s. So we're seeing that y'all's genetics have the biological clock. We don't. We have totipotent stem cells. Y'all have ovum. What's my source for that? Dr. Delbert Blair.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Totipotent stem cells that have the so-called polar body where we are naturally able to create through parthenogenesis. Each and every month, you actually see parthenogenesis take place because of the phenomenon of the inductor theory. Exactly. Y'all don't undergo so-called induction because y'all don't have the morphogenetic field. That's what he just explained. Y'all are not composed of atoms. Y'all break down to calcium ionospores. That's fucking sad. Atoms turn into molecules, which turn into tissues to cells. Y'all are not made of atoms. Can we really even say that your cells are cells?
Exactly. Is the sun racist?
Are you alive? No, really. Because the scientists are saying that the eukaryotic cell is not alive, considering that it needs genetic material from other organisms to function. That's actually what we see in so-called nature under symbiotic relationships known as parasitism. Y'all are a parasite to everything. It does to each other. Yep. Y'all add antigens to each other's blood whenever y'all have, you know what I'm saying, exchange energy. Y'all need blood tests before y'all have children because of RH negative, positive.
John Baptiste, he did the first blood transfer with the what, like 12-year-old child with a sheep, and sheep is the closest blood related to humans. Humans is animal man. So-called black people don't have animal DNA. We have stardust DNA. Star DNA.
Literally interstellar gases and nanodiamonds. And like I just said, atoms turn into cells. So nobody should find that far-fetched. Nobody should find that shit far-fetched. The same Big Bang theory that we see take place with the stars, we see take place in gestation. Cells split through binary fission and come together through fusion, just like nuclear fusion and fission. Go ahead, Kawhi.
I'm not trying to say I'm educated on any of this stuff, but what y'all are saying is a little crazy. Like, you're trying to generalize people into one group.
Okay, go ahead and tell us how evolution is true.
Because it's happened over millions of years before you were even born. Like,
what has?
Evolution, the change of people.
Can you explain it? Like, can you explain how haploids turn into diploids?
As I said, I don't know everything,
okay, so then
the way
you should
you're
not
talking
be in my comments trying to tell me that I'm wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, I don't like nigga. See,
and you're trying to cosplay to be a woman. You have a lot of neurological disabilities that's going on. I'm not gonna lie to you because again, explain to us. What is the morphological, chemical, and biological processes that happen under this evolution? You're trying to cosplay, like, I don't understand.
Literally,
It
you're
shows
trying to
me
cosplay me on my shit, trying to tell me I'm wrong, but you're in my womb that you call Earth. Fuck is wrong with you?
that means you don't know biology. That's why you don't want to get into the cells, because you're going to have to really get into who you are.
Because if you did, you find out that lifestyle does not align with universal law. I'm going to keep it a buck because I like telling my people the truth. I'm not here to go back and forth with you to insult you. I'm here to actually spark that light that's needed for, you know what I'm saying, for us to shine so we can get the fuck out of this shit. Sit down with it. You see what I'm saying? Face whatever you got to face. But we got to get to the next vibration, man. And we got to make sure that our children know the truth. Because it's easier for us to tell the truth to a child than to go through these indoctrinated adults. They love telling us that we're wrong in the comments, but when they get up here, they can't explain it. Oh, so I don't really know, but you're wrong, though.
I'm not a scientist, but
like, boy, come on,
you
man.
need to be a scientist to comprehend about information that's already been done through studies. You need that. You don't even have to go do the studies out there. You could read articles and learn. But again, you don't want to learn about all the fields of science because you only want to learn about one field of science. All fields of science will reveal the truth.
Yeah, elusive amphibian, come up. I love how y'all always have cat names, dog names. You see what I'm saying? Animalistic ass names. The last boy that came in here and tried to argue us down about evolution had a cat for his profile picture. Every time y'all come in here, y'all do monkey sounds. Y'all have cats, dogs. Y'all name be feral. What was the girl name? Feral Julie or some shit like that. Like, why would you be calling yourself feral? Why would you be classifying yourself with cats?
Like
why would you be having a picture of a dog?
You don't gotta put all your energy into all these comments, making paragraphs. Just come up and explain. If this is so true, how did prokaryotes, meaning all prokaryotes in nature, how do they produce eukaryotes? I've never seen a lion produce a cheetah. I've never seen that. I've never seen an elephant produce a ginkgo tree. I've never seen that. I've never seen a snake produce a bear. So y'all saying this slow change, but we should be knowing at least what chemicals are changing with the atmosphere, with the pressure, with the heat, with the vibration. But y'all are not telling us shit.
Ligers are not created in nature. They were created in vitro. Y'all love saying ligers. That'd be the only one y'all can say ligers. That'd be the only fucking one. But that was done in vitro. That was done as a byproduct of a eukaryotic environment. Might need to dive into synthetic biology a little bit. Might need to learn about the eukaryotic environments, how they manipulate cells, how they transfect, right? How they do repeated back crossing through hybridization, right? So the person in the comments talking about its hair, everybody on the planet don't have hair. Some niggas grow fur out of their scalp because they naturally produce animal proteins, enzymes. That's why you can smell it on them. You're smelling their genetics. You're smelling dog enzymes. You're smelling pig enzymes.
And every time y'all tell me about like humans and apes, y'all are just telling us about y'all genetics. You're not telling me about its connection with us. You're not. Because we don't share your phenotype. You will have to now tell us where our phenotype came from. Because our phenotype is not found in nature. That's the thing y'all don't get. No animal looks like us. No, nothing. The closest resemblance to our phenotypes are trees. We don't have no animal features, nothing that grows out of we don't grow tails, no horns, nothing. We don't have a pig skin allele gene. We don't have that.
Everybody that's saying pseudoscience, you're wrong. You can just request up and tell us how we're wrong. You don't have to say that and use your energy to do that. Like, you know, you can talk about animal proteins. What else will we fucking call them? Enzymes? That's the only other thing it can be called. What are you talking about?
Yes. Like,
what do you mean? Are you an animal? Aren't y'all saying that y'all are mammals and animals? What's the problem with me saying animal proteins?
Do you not produce the cytochrome C amino acid, which then becomes the protein enzymes to create the cellular structure of your cell? Do you not share the cytochrome Z? Do you not share amino acids with mice? Like, let's stop the bullshit. If you share DNA with an organism, you share their amino acids, you share their protein enzymes, you share their molecules, you share their cells, and you share their tissues and organs. Y'all tissues and organs look like animals. It doesn't look like ours.
And you're a so-called black man with a YT girl as your profile picture. You want to be like them, not me. That's what it is. You want to cosplay the YT woman. That's dangerous as hell. Like what? You're a so-called black man. So-called. I'm not really sure. But you're cosplaying a YT woman.
Oh, maybe we have somebody brave. Go ahead, Neil. Share your thoughts and visions on the evolution thing.
And I came in, I heard two young, seem like really intelligent people who's shutting people down, man. I mean, y'all cooking them. You know what I mean? You're not letting them get away with their bull. And I like it, man. Like I said, I'm an older gentleman. I'm in my 60s. I don't understand it either. The big lie. I don't know. All I know is that if evolution was real, then how come we still have chimps and gorillas and apes and all this other stuff coming out of ocean and with a tadpole? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and that is a great observation. I just want our people to understand that they did not naturally evolve from apes. They have introgress genes. So evolution is not even true for them. Their genetics goes back to introgression, where someone or an entity or whatever was fusing the DNA together to create this so-called YT, well, really the Asian man would be first in their genus. So,
okay, yes, yeah, that sounds. I mean, listen, I give credit where credit due. Like I said, when I was a boy, my mother always told me, just use your common sense. If it doesn't make sense, then why are you following it? Why are you? You know what I mean? That's all it takes to make it in this world. So you have a brain, just like they have a brain. So they could tell you a lie and you believe the lie. So I'm listening to you two young people, and I'm telling you what, y'all keep going. You're not letting them pull the wool over, and a lot of younger people need to learn and listen to you two.
yeah, a lot of our people just gotta lock in with they DNA. But gratitude, my brother, for sharing that. You know what I'm saying?
Abundance.
Make sure you learning yourself.
Yes.
I hear a baby. I hear a starseed in the background. Make sure we learning the truth for the next generation.
Yeah. Hey, man, listen, I'm so proud. I'm 64. I got a 4-month-old baby.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So like
Abundance.
I said, I'm still, we here to procreate. To keep it real. Like you said, our genes is different. You know what I mean? And like I said, I got Olympic swimmers, bro. So I'm happy. I'm a proud dad.
Abundance to your starseed.
Abundance, my brother.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Y'all have a good show, man. I'll stop and listen, but man, listen, y'all keep cooking them. Don't let them try to put no water on your show.
And for you, keep raising that intellect, my brother. We need you.
Yes, sir.
Abundance and gratitude. Go ahead, Josh. Did you mean to
I really don't know where to start.
Yeah, start with the biggest lie, evolution, the biggest lie ever told. So if you disagree, tell us why you disagree.
No, I don't disagree. I believe it's bullshit, honestly.
So how do you think how do you think the eukaryotic cell got here?
Like we've never seen any evidence of like what they claim happened. Like I do believe humans are complex beings. I mean, we got more living organisms inside one body than we do living beings on the earth itself. So I do believe like there is evolution within, like say, a being evolving within itself. like say seed, plant, flower, egg, baby, human, adult, adolescent. Like these are stages, but we don't actually see what science tells us happens. Like there's no recreation of what they said. There's no evidence of what they tell us.
So where would
But
you
we're
think
taught
you
this
came
from
from?
such a young age in school as if it's the truth. How can science predict what the world did before the world was actually created? Like the Big Bang Theory. Oh, just chaos just created this uniformity in this world? Like that doesn't make sense.
But
and then when you tell them that,
the universe
when you
is
say
energy,
that,
right?
like when you ask science, like, well, why does it happen? Oh, we don't know why it's happened. We don't know why it's triggered. Well, what do you mean? How are you correct then? How do you know what you're saying is correct?
So where do you think
They
you come
don't. They
from?
presume. They operate off of presupposition of outcome. So they're presuming that their theory is correct based off of the information they have, but they don't have any evidence to support their theory. It's just based off of their presuppositions. It's
Man,
stupid.
that's crazy. That's about them. But how about you though? Like,
I believe
how
in
do you think
God.
the eukaryotic cell came here?
I believe in God. I believe in the Holy Spirit, the Bible.
Oh, how could you believe in that and not believe in what the scientists are saying? Because Big Bang checks out every single day. We can observe that. That's not, see,
How can you observe
scientific
it? You
theory.
tell me how you observe
Yeah,
it.
we can observe it every day
Because
with how
science
stars
says
are.
that a
Okay,
chemical
let
has
me
to follow a
respond to you,
law.
or you can actually leave. Okay, let me respond. All right, when we look at the Big Bang Theory, we can break it down into 7 steps or less because it is constantly being observed and happening whether you are there to observe it or not. We can actually look at atoms, nuclear fusion and fission, and compare it to binary fusion and fission. It's the same thing that takes place in the gestation period. So cells split the same way that stars do. Ours do, but y'all's don't split and replicate the same way. So what I was asking you is where, when you're talking about God, are you aware that God and religion only goes back like 2,000 years? And that the Bible, the Holy Bible,
You're actually
translates
incorrect
to
on that.
Helios
You're
Biblios,
incorrect
which
on that.
means sun book, which is a allegorical book for actually what took place on this planet. None of the events have ever been proven to have happened on this planet, but you're talking about science and how we can't prove it. We can't prove shit in that Bible. Nothing. You're on mute. Go ahead.
You know how to go on mute. You was just doing it.
Maybe he has 19 seconds because we were, so he, like, don't overtalk us.
The thing
Especially
is,
when we let you get it out. You know what I'm saying?
if God created, he's saying all life, if he created all natural life to work in unison with the universe, where does the eukaryotic cell come in at?
Oh, my bad. I guess I did need to turn it back on. I didn't realize. I never been on TikTok Live. No, honestly, you're incorrect on the Bible going back 2,000 years. You're going back where Exodus tells you, but we have no idea where Genesis, where God said he created the earth, between that time and Exodus. You have no idea.
Okay, how did God
Whatsoever.
create?
Exodus. That's you know that's only one book away, right? Genesis, Exodus, and then the
Yeah,
third
but it
chapter
doesn't
is
give us a
Leviticus.
time frame on how much time went by between Genesis and Exodus. So how do you know?
The book is 2,000 years old. The book is
The scrolls were found 2,000 years ago. That doesn't mean the book is only 2,000 years old. The
So how old
Torah
is it?
predates all that. So
How
what do
old
you
is it?
mean?
How old is it?
I'm not. How can I presume to know
You
when God
don't
created the
know,
earth?
but you're trying to say.
I don't
Y'all
claim
be
to
trying
know
to
exactly
defend
when the earth
lies
was
so
created.
bad.
Science does. That's your claim. What do you
Science
mean?
checks out whether you're so-called YT, BLK,
Then
Asian,
show me the
Mexican. It doesn't
recreation of what you're
matter.
saying.
Show
Show me the proof
show
of
me
what you're
how you got
saying.
on the planet. I'm asking you where the fuck you came from. You're saying you don't
God,
believe
what
in
do
it.
you mean?
Oh,
I'm in his
baby, if you gonna
image.
talk about God, you got to get out. Like what? Can you
Yeah,
scientifically
because you guys are
explain to me how
closed-minded. You only
who
have
God
one
is?
belief system.
Look, okay, nobody can hear us. All right, so stop over talking.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you're saying science is something we shouldn't follow, but you have cells in you. You have tissues in you. You have organs in you. God gave you those things, right? So if God gave you those things, how did the eukaryotic cell come about? How did God, if God created the earth and all prokaryotic cells, and prokaryotic cells have been here for millions of years, where did the eukaryotic cell come from? It doesn't tell you that in the book.
Yeah, the people saying the Big Bang Theory is a YT supremacy, you really believe these people are supreme over you? You don't know yourself. You don't know yourself. That's why you keep comparing yourself to these people. Go ahead, Josh. You're on mute. Now you're calling them Caucasoids. But, like, go ahead, Josh.
I really ain't got nothing left to say to you guys.
All right. Thanks for
y'all are close.
Yeah, you wanted to say.
Yeah, you was finna say something unholy. Sound like.
Wait till you find God and the devil is the same person.
Why? Yeah, I wanted to ask him. Why is God allowing 8 million children to go missing worldwide? 800. Yeah. Why is God allowing children to get experimented on underground? Why is he allowing birds, butterflies, bees to get experimented on? Why is he allowing the same life that you're saying that he created to get experimented on
and mutilated? Stop playing with me, man.
My brother, you said it
right.
Nigga said bye, but you didn't want to answer. You said science can explain this. Can you explain to me how God is allowing children to go missing every single day? Every 20 minutes?
Exactly.
A child goes missing in this country.
Oh, I don't believe in science because I can't see cells. I can't see atoms. But with this microscope, you can. So you can. There's a way you can see them.
You've never seen God.
You've never seen God. You've never seen Jesus. I've never seen these people. That's schizophrenia. Somebody gave you a book and you believe them.
Go ahead, Quality Sense. Or Neil, did you want to say something?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that I was listening to a couple other things, and I said something. Okay, there's only one race, the human race. Okay, and indigenous people were everywhere. We were on all parts of the earth, and I think that over time, that from black people being up towards the equator and stuff like that, over years and years of time, you just adapt to nature, and you get lighter melanin because of you not having a relationship with the sun, so your body adapts to it. You get longer hair, lighter pigmentation, and stuff like that. What do you think about that being a possibility?
Yeah, the thing is, brother, so-called black people don't have animal DNA. So no matter how much we reproduce on this planet, we will never produce a white tea baby, an Asian baby, an Arab baby, a Dravidian baby. We would never produce these children. You see what I'm saying? Because we don't have the protein enzymes or the genetic structure of vitrosynthetic eumelanin, pheomelanin, and neuromelanin to create these people. You see what I'm saying? We are composed of organic neuromelanated macromolecules, which is hydrocarbon amines and carbon chains. So what I would say is that we should be studying our neuromelanin and understanding that it is the sun, literally in the hydrocarbon suit. You see what I'm saying? Neuromelanin is condensed sunlight. So we never changed into these people because prokaryotes never changed into eukaryotes. You see what I'm saying? When stardust is forged inside stars, these different molecules and different particles, for them to become a cell, they literally have to take the form of a prokaryotic cell. And that prokaryotic cell, the first body that it took shape of was a so-called black woman. She is the first organism inside of the whole universe. She doesn't possess the animal proteins and enzymes of of organisms that were spliced in a lab just 7,000 years ago, just 80,000 years ago, to pass it on to her offspring. So we don't have that. That never happened. When there's black Eskimos right now in North Alaska that actually their neuromelanin adapted to take way more ice or cold than the white people around them. You see what I'm saying? So our neuromelanin can adapt to hot and cold without changing its internal genetic structure.
Right.
Okay, so that goes to the part to where the black woman is the mother of all colors. Then through the deepest of her womb, she's able to have a albino baby or a white baby. Has been proven. Two black people having a blonde hair, blue eyed baby. So could it be from black people having light babies over time, you know what I mean, through albino, or not even traces of albino in their genetics, that could happen that way? Because when I looked it up, I've seen over where they showed proof of two black people having white babies.
Yeah, so-called black people don't create vitrosynthetic eumelanin or pheomelanin to create this. When y'all are talking about our albino brothers and sisters, that white skin, so-called, is still neuromelanin. It's still synthesized. It still has the same texture. Their hair still points towards the sun. It is genetically impossible. I've never seen it happen where a mother of life creates these people. I've seen people that look like us, hybrids that have a lot of our DNA from mixing, them produce the albinos that y'all are talking about. I've never seen a full-blooded neuromelanated woman. Both parents are BLK. Both grandparents are BLK. On both sides, maternal, paternal, create a YT child. That has never happened genetically. What y'all are seeing, actually, I have a picture of it. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second.
Albino that word doesn't exist. You see what I'm saying? Black. That's why I said so-called black, because all so-called black people, our DNA's condensed sunlight. So condensed sunlight throughout its whole trajectory of life never changes into vitrosynthetic eumelanin or vitrosynthetic pheomelanin.
Okay.
It doesn't change into those things.
This right here, this whole thing is still a theory suggested under evolution. You see this woman in the top right? That is a hybrid. That's not a fully neuromelanated woman. You can tell she's mixed. She looks like a Dominican, Cubano type person. That's not a neuromelanated woman, and those are not neuromelanated children. So this right here that you're seeing is incomplete dominance. You're seeing a physical expression within the children of an excessive amount of alleles, right? That's why you see albino, and then you see the two children that look more similar to her. So I'm gonna show y'all something else, when it comes to our people, because I know, I heard the brother. My bad. That's the back of morphic resonance. My bad. Actually, click that. That's one of our sources, by the way, written by Rupert Sheldrake. It's pinned on my page if you want to check it out. But this one right here, this picture right here, these people still have neuromelanated skin. Their hair still points towards the sun. Now, I know the little girl probably has weave. That's probably weave. I'm not sure. But these people, hair still points towards the sun. Their skin still biosynthesizes the sun. So now let me show you this, because somebody got down in my comments trying to say that this is one of our people with hypertrichosis. That is a hybrid. That's not a fully neuromelanated woman, right? So that's somebody that's mixed. Maybe her mother, her father was so-called black, maybe a grandparent. So she still expresses animal DNA because she does have animal DNA within her genetics. But the origin of her cell, if it's a so-called black woman or man, if their mother is so-called black, so are they. Even if the father is YT, even if the father is so-called Mexican, because we're referring to the genetics or the origin of the cell in which all these other cells would have came about to form the body, right? The male just comes along and sparks the zinc spark or the pattern, right? But even his genetics come directly from his mother. So that's what it's about. I wanted to show y'all like something else too, like another, because the albino Dravidian, now that's how the white man came about. F1 in the chat, please. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, shit like this be pissing me off because it be sisters down in the comments somewhere saying, you know, that this person is us. This is not our people. When I guarantee you, if you look at that hair, no matter how so-called Afro it looks, if you look at that hair, if you feel that hair, it's not going to feel like type 4 hair. Maybe type 3, maybe type 3B, type 3C, but that's not going to be tightly coiled hair that coils towards the sun and looks like the ends of her hair would resemble proton paths. It's not like that. I can guarantee you the hair is silky. It feels soft and animalistic. It doesn't feel like it conducts magnetism and electricity.
And how many of you know of those eukaryotic so-called Asian people? You see what I'm saying? Trying to mimic our hair by doing some rigorous tactic, or you see what I'm saying, function to get this type of hair. They don't grow this hair naturally at all.
You're saying that's not how genetics works, but give me a second. Like,
that's the same.
Just like you're the same nigga that can't even talk, bro. Like mother's genes goes directly into the cerebral cortex. What's the first thing that's formulated from embryology to fetal development? The brain. The body is built around the brain. So if the brain is formed first, your skin, your hair is an extension of the brain. Your mother, right now, I'm a woman. I don't physically have children, but I have totipotent stem cells. Zell will spark a pattern known as a zinc spark. I carry the cells. I've been carrying them since I was 9 years old. When we start puberty, we begin to step into reproductive maturity, and we carry these cells that are immortal. They are, and they're, unlimited. There's an unlimited amount of them. Zell is sitting next to me. All of his genetic material stems from his mother. All of my genetic material stems from my mother. Right? So even if I have a child, when we have children, the DNA that we see with him and would be expressed in the child would come from his mother and his maternal grandmother, because that's where he got his DNA from. I can walk you through your entire anatomy and explain how it comes directly from your mother. This is just the starting point of the source, right? Y'all are being taught in school bullshit that's getting debunked at the collegiate level and in the real world every day. That's why the public education system is being dismantled, because AI is debunking the teachers. That's why the U.S. Department of Education is no longer a thing. The degrees that we overly saturated are no longer degreeable.
Yep.
School is going away because of literally AI. Everybody is just Google happy. Oh, that's not how it works. Well, do you think whenever a scientist don't know something that they go to Google? I just want to see what you're going to say, because that's going to tell me about, everything about your thought process and how you think and shit like that.
Your attention span, your focus, your discipline. That's what it tells us.
Right.
How you deal with situations is how you're going to deal with every other situation. And this, you see your whole life.
This literally says, we know that the intelligence, which 40 to 60% of your IQ comes from your mother, the rest is influenced by your environment. All right. Has hereditary component, but until a few years ago, we thought that much of it depended on the father as well as on the mother. However, several studies, hundreds, I'd argue, there's hundreds that I've seen, that I've sat with, skimmed through, studied. I know books that talk about this, essays, peer-reviewed studies that talk about this. This is even being widely discussed on TikTok, because it's no longer being classified as PCOS. They've changed it to PMOS. So everything according to the woman, the feminine anatomy, the reproductive system is literally one of the number one things talked about when it comes to biology and anatomy between the feminine and the masculine. Right? So again, several studies revealed that children are more likely to inherit intelligence from the mother, because intelligence genes are located on the X chromosome. Again, your skin is an extension of your brain. That's why you can feel things when they come into your morphogenetic field. I think y'all just like yapping, man. I think, oh, that's not true. Come tell me what is, though. Right? Because even when we keep going,
to say something that's not true, you have to know what is true. So if you're saying that's not true and you can't explain to me what is true, you're speaking off opinions and feelings.
What do you mean? Because female, that's the answer then, bro. Everybody is female for the first 8 weeks of their life. It's only for the anti-inhibiting Müllerian substance that makes men physically. The morphogenic field already gave their cells the instructions, or gave the cell the instruction, but physically there is one substance, one single substance that is secreted to send signals to the gonads for the masculine to produce androgens and other testosterone. Either than that, he would be a woman. Like, I don't know what the fuck y'all be talking about, man. I really don't. It's really embarrassing to sit here and just lie in the comments all day. That's why y'all have different pictures of people as y'all PFP. That's why y'all be doing shit like that.
You see what I'm saying? What you're talking about.
Exactly. Longitudinal analysis conducted by the Medical Research Council Social and Public Health Sciences Unit in Glasgow, Scotland. In this study, 12,686 young people aged between 14 and 22 years were interviewed every year since 1994. The researchers took into account several factors from skin color, which is what's being discussed in here, in education, to socioeconomic status, which all pertains to the IQ, the intelligence quotient of the person. They found that the best predictor of intelligence was the IQ of the mother. This is also explained with the mother effect in epigenetics, right? And the fact that the young people's IQ varied only on average of 15 points from that of their mothers. So this is the study that for all these people, for all 12,000 of these people, the connection was literally 12 points from their mother for everybody. On average. Mm-hmm. That means for some, it was less. Who do you think it was less for when it comes to us and them? When all of our genetic material stems from one embryological origin, it's like that. With them, because of incomplete dominance, it's probably 12, 15. I'd even think in some cases as high as 20. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a host of 25 to 30,000 genes communicating through, you know what I'm saying, throughout their genetics. Do I need to keep going? Because once we talk about the brain, that's it. Once we talk about that, that's it.
Yep, the brain controls the physical reality. So if that's the truth about the brain, it's the truth about life.
Right. Besides genetics, we can also find other studies that reveal the mother plays an important role in the intellectual development of children through physical and emotional contact. In fact, some studies suggest a secure bond is intimately tied to intelligence. Children who have developed a strong attachment with their mothers develop a capacity for playing complex symbolic games at the age of 2 years and are more persistent and show less frustration while problem solving. Dr. Amos Wilson ran a study on our children in the 50s and everybody else's children that says that we psychologically develop differently and faster than anybody else on the planet. How will we be from the same embryological origin when your psychological state is directly connected to your genetics? Y'all got to stop playing with me, man. Y'all got to stop playing. Like, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment just from y'all. Like, you know, I can keep going. You see what I'm saying? So-called mtDNA, X chromosomes. You can read that for yourself. You see what I'm saying? You are 100% your mother's child. I see it's probably cut off for some of y'all, but hey, it'll be posted on YouTube. Right? So again, y'all got to stop thinking that y'all are the same as fucking monkeys, dogs, pigs, and chimps. That's y'all problem. That's y'all problem, man. That's y'all problem. Y'all want to be the same as these people.
So I guess then that the only other thing is that like my brother said, that the fallen angels, I guess they're offspring is of the fallen angels, because where did they come from if we can't change our melanin? Like he said, there's there's black Eskimos, which is true, which I know all about that tribe, so those people that lived there for millions of years, I mean thousands of years, so the other thing is that they're offspring of you know who.
When it comes to the so-called albino, they're the offspring of they're here through genetic engineering and introgression, like the Dravidian albino and everybody else, not our people, because they still have neurons and cells that are coded in neuromelanin. They can still biosynthesize the sun. They don't get sunburnt, right? That's only the case for these other so-called albinos that have straight hair, like literal pale mucous membrane skin. I seen somebody was up here. I don't know who that was. I definitely was getting to you next. Feel free to request up. Like if anybody disagrees with what's being said, feel free to come up. You feel me?
Yeah, that's
interesting.
A lot of people in the comments disagree, but that's as far as you can go. This is what it seems like.
Yeah, I wanted to address something in the comments that somebody said. Let me see. That's how they keep the power with the males when clearly his mother is the earth. Yep, facts. Yeah, nigga said your chat says truth and yes to every lie. Echo chamber isn't evidence. Elusive. I would not sit in a live that I disagree with for 2 hours. It's just nothing that I would do. Because if it doesn't align with you, why the fuck would you sit here and patiently listen to everything that's coming out of my mouth, but say that it's not true? Why would you put your cells under stress like that? You could just leave. Right? But I seen something else. They talking about the intelligence gene. Did it say intelligence gene? Or did it say that your intelligence comes directly from the mother, which is received through the cerebral cortex? It was something else that was said. I needed to correct it because somebody was saying something that wasn't true. Yeah, where is it?
Can I ask just about how old are you two young people? Like 30?
We're in our 20s.
Okay. Well, you know what? It does my heart some good to know that we're not totally lost. You know what I mean? That you have the intelligence enough to try to pass it on to some other lost souls that need to wake up and really understand where y'all coming from. Like I said, I've been here. I've heard so many different stories. Like I said, I was born in '61, and I don't want to try to overtake what you're saying because you make sense. You know what I mean? It's been things I heard before, and I agree with everything you're saying. That's why I decided to jump on your panel and just to listen and even learn, because you're never too old to learn. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people my age just write it off, like, you know what I mean? But not me. No, because I have a 17-year-old son that I need to get his hair right, and that's what I've been working on. And now I have, like I said, the newborn, and I really appreciate you guys, man, setting the record straight with a lot of people who come up with this bull on these panels, and you got the intelligence enough to set them straight. Appreciate that.
Gratitude for saying that, my brother. You're right. We never stop learning. The universe wants us to expand. That's how we gain consciousness, is through learning. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So gratitude for saying that. That means a lot to us. I
Yeah.
Oh
did
man,
find the
listen.
I did find the comment that somebody had left earlier. I think somebody, or let me see, they said mixing with us actually F's us up, not them. It helps them. Well, I don't know if the sister is talking about helps them as far as like, keeps their genetics going, but it does mess with them on a biological level as well because we're not the same species as them. Even when they lay down with each other, they invoke the same ischemia, the same zoonotic diseases, the same, what is it called? You know what I'm saying? They invoke the same diseases that when we lay down with them and try to procreate because they have incomplete dominant genetics. So I just wanted to say that like these people need blood tests before they even have children with each other because they have different percentages of unnatural animals, plants, microorganisms, and insects trying to communicate again through one nucleus, and now they're trying to have a child. So a lot of the times what happens on a biological level is when these cells are trying to congregate to create the fetus, the mother will look at her own child as a foreign entity to her body due to the different percentages, and her cells will begin to attack it and unalive it. So that's the reason for why the ROGAM shot was created in the 60s, to help blanket this process and to help keep it from happening. But in a lot of cases, it still happens. You see what I'm saying? In a lot of cases, it doesn't work. But yeah,
Yeah, my brother. I would say, please learn about neuromelanin. Please learn about prokaryotic cells. Please learn more about your anatomy and physiology. Please learn about neurology. See what I'm saying? Please learn about the divine masculine role of your body, of your energy, and how it needs to be facilitated on this planet. You know what I'm saying? And you will know exactly
Hey,
what you need to pass down to the star seeds, all right?
I just want to say thanks for having me up, guys. I gotta go help my wife with the baby. So, man, y'all keep cooking, man. Y'all keep doing your thing.
okay, for
Abundance for
sure.
that. Respect.
Gratitude. So yeah, y'all,
Yes.
we just came on here to really just talk to y'all about evolution and wanted to see if our people are retaining information, if they're studying, if they're gaining new knowledge of self. I was already live like 2 or 3 times earlier today. I actually started last night and I'm ending at almost 8 a.m. I think I'll say I started today. I started around midnight, like around 12:30. And I just want to come on here and talk to my people so they know their DNA. Please do not take my word. I tell y'all that all the time. Go study yourselves. If you got to jot down the words, jot down the verbiage, go back to the YouTube, right? Because all of the lives get posted on YouTube. So while I have y'all in here, I have like 4 or 5 lives that I need to load up, really like 6. But what's been taking me long is that I want to make sure that I put the sources on the screen for y'all that I don't put up in here, because it is hard for me to scroll through 4,000 photos. It really is. You see what I'm saying? But I'm putting the sources on the screen for y'all, excerpts from the books, stuff that we found from studies, different experiments, stuff that we've had from 4 years ago, like the sources on them taking the graft of 2 Neanderthal skulls and creating 10 clones that they did in '07. I've inserted that on the screen for y'all now. The live that we decided to do that on was 5 hours long, so it's taken me almost a week to put a source up for everything because I'm that like keen when it comes to us knowing the truth. All right. So I just wanted to let y'all know that I will be dropping that soon because I know people use that to study. Like, what did she say? Or what was that? Or I just want to play this out loud for my mama. I see, the DMs and stuff for the requests. Sometimes it just take me a minute to get around back to it. Right. But yeah, y'all, let me know if y'all have any questions about the diet, about anything, but make sure you're studying yourself more importantly, right? My YouTube is linked in the bio, and
I'm gonna type it out for y'all. The YouTube.
If you tap the link in my bio, it'll take you straight to my YouTube, right? When you see Zell comment, if anytime you forget it, you can just tap his profile. And it's in his bio too, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it's in my bio. And my name for YouTube is literally the same name I have on your Zell2 Raw. That's it. Same name.
Facts, y'all. Did anybody want to come up and say anything else? Anything y'all wanted to say or ask? Right?
Yeah.
I want y'all to also stop pushing division. When y'all see this Native American shit, this African bullshit, this Caribbean shit, y'all gotta let our people know that we all stem from the same embryological origin.
Yeah.
You gotta let our people know that everything breaks down to 2 cellular form types, right? That there's truly only 2 species on this planet. That's what it truly means, that we're one with nature. That lions are also just as prokaryotic as we are, because they get all of their genetic material from one place, just like we do, right? These other people, these dogs, these cats that have introgress genes, they're a different species. Literally a different species. So we got to stop pushing that divisive shit, man. You see what I'm saying? I seen somebody that pushes division and smiles in our face. They request up to our live. I don't let them up no more. It's no reason why you should be acting kumbaya in here in the top gifted page on a live that's spreading division, and then people are going to start connecting you with this page. Absolutely not. I don't go for shit like that, right? You can do that in the comments. I'll never let you come up to my page and express it, because the problem that I have with y'all is y'all can't break it down genetically or biologically. Y'all just saying the Africans ain't us. The Africans trying to tell people that we all come from Africa. Neither one of the talking points truly exist. Fictitious shit that niggas have subscribed to, right? So we got to do better, right? We definitely got to do better. Let's see. Somebody said, yeah, they in there playing. But yeah, if nobody has anything to say, we will just get out. I seen somebody just subscribed. Gratitude for the subscription. Let me know what you learned today. You see what I'm saying? We are not Africans. Are you a title, or are you your genetics?
Remember what we've been talking about. Study your neuromelanin.
That's
study
what I
your
be talking about.
cells.
I ain't gonna lie, that's that shit that be pissing me off though, because y'all come to live after live after live after live after live, and y'all still push that shit. But if I was to send you a request right now, you wouldn't be able to genetically or scientifically explain it to me. Stop lying to our people and stop lying to yourself. And if you telling children this shit, shame on you, man.
What's the genetic material of an African? What's the genetic material, the genetic composition of a Black American, of a Black Australian, of a Black person in UK? There's no genetic difference. They're all made up of neuromelanin.
That's why we all phenotypically present the same. Y'all, Zell has never grown a vestigial tail in his life. So how the fuck is he the same as white sea people? What do y'all be saying, man? What do y'all be talking about? Right? Zell he don't undergo mutations. I've never seen his mother, his father, none of our brothers or sisters around the globe undergo mutations.
Yep.
Because our cells don't mutate. It can't. It doesn't have the genetic material to express that way. So we got to learn how antigens affect the red blood cells. That's what we got to learn. Right?
And
yeah.
I was just going to say, if we dismantle all of these titles, we going to bond magnetically like atoms, how we supposed to be, how electrons and protons do. Trust me, we are going to get back to what we need to do, but we have to dismantle this system by stopping to participate. When we say stop participating, that doesn't mean that, you just stop going to the grocery store eating meat. Stop participating in these titles as well. Stop participating in eating these people. Stop participating in going to their hospitals. Stop participating in going to their schools. All of that.
Go ahead, Cynthia Jackson. Did you mean to request up?
I just want to ask one little question. Hello. So you're saying that the monkey is running the earth?
Can you repeat that?
I said, were you trying to, in my mind, I'm thinking this, since you said they made up with all this different, ordinance in their body. So I'm saying the monkey is running the earth.
No, it's an illusion. You see what I'm saying? You're Trump, you're
Okay.
Elon Musk. You see what I'm saying? You're Putin. These are reptilians wearing white people's suit, Asian people's suit. You see what I'm saying? They're wearing their suit to program the rest of their species that is spliced. So they're not running the show. They're pawns. Who's running the show is for real is extraterrestrials who place the chemical warfare on our genetics. That's what's going on. If you really been listening to the live, we've been saying that they had a creator, they had help. So please, I would advise you to study your genetics, study more about anatomy and species, because there's more species on this planet than scientists admit.
I just wanted to tell her that I knew where she was coming from, because they do, program us with things like Planet of the Apes, but the ones that are running this is not them, right? When y'all see YT people, so-called Asians, these people are not running anything. They're working for this system. They're working for the Rothschilds, the John D. Rockefellers of the world. They're not working for each other. They're working for an entity that moves behind closed doors, right? So that's what it's about. Rogan, you feel free to come up.
Because I invited him twice and he denied it.
Okay, so then we finna leave then, because if you're not gonna come up and tell us the truth and you're trying to say that we're lying, then, you know what I'm saying, we can just leave.
I just asked you, what is it that I'm lost in? Just please answer that. Like, I want you to come up here and talk.
Nigga said leave because he can't.
Leave because you can't come up here.
Nigga want us to leave. I'm actually not finna leave. Matter of fact, I'm actually finna go for another 5 hours. How about that? Matter of fact, I'm gonna stay on here till 12 just because you said that. It's finna be 8 a.m. I'm finna stay on here till 12 p.m.
Yeah, I can
just
tell
playing.
you're
They talking about let's go and stay. Look, I might. Baby can get rest, but if he needs it, but our people, I don't know. Y'all not really talking about the truth. Y'all not really talking about the truth. And I think that it's because y'all still trying to learn some things. So I don't know. You see what I'm saying? It is productive. You see what I'm saying? It sure is. I don't know if you meant to come up, sis. Yeah, it seemed it was rejected. But you said so-called black people's genes don't mutate. They sure don't. Can you show me any so-called black person on this planet whose genes mutated?
Yeah. That which is natural will never change in nature unless something unnatural takes place to it.
What's our proof for that? The Hutton theory came out 75 years prior to Darwinism.
When so-called black people was on this planet reproducing with each other, we didn't have no diseases. We didn't even know what that was. We never came into contact with that. But until we came into contact chemically with the eukaryotic cell, we've been infiltrated with diseases in our glymphatic and lymphatic system.
I'm going to type it in the comments for you. And this theory